Hello, hello, and welcome back to another Splitgate Sophism Sunday. We're talking about science today. We love our S words. Let's see here. Hello. Hello. I'm streaming in 1080p this time for the first time with a higher bitrate. So if there are any connection issues, someone please let me know. Yeah. Hopefully there shouldn't be any issues, but I don't know. So let's see what we've got here. Got our wonderful Splitgate character. As close as I could get to cyan, magenta, yellow here. I don't know, that's kinda it. Alright, let's check out our outline for the day. Here we go. So, I actually want to point something out. So the other day, Friday, for Fortnite Philosophy Friday, I did... Not this. This is going to play, isn't it? No, I don't want to... Wow. My God. Alright. This stream here for Foucault the other day. Let's see. We watched this video from the School of Life on YouTube. And there is a part in it where there is some anatomical depictions of the nude human body in regards to this ars erotica and whatnot. Anyway, I got banned from Trovo for a week. I guess suspended. So that's funny. Anyway, whatever. I don't really care. So yeah, check it out. I put this weekend stuff on here. Not paywalled at all. Yeah, so Foucault I thought was a pretty good stream. I'm coming out with the YouTube video, kind of highlighting the best parts of that stream, so that's coming soon. Yeah, that was the other day. I will post a link to today's here. Thing here. Let's see. Make sure this is the right link. Yes. So yeah. Let me post this here to... Alright, it posted to Discord, YouTube, Twitch, and it's posting to Facebook right now. Maybe. It looks like it's deciding whether or not to post to Facebook. Alright, well, that link is there, so everyone can follow along if you'd like. Yeah, I did some solid bus cleaning yesterday. Got under some nooks and crannies. It's great when you get rid of stuff in a space this small. It's liberating. So yeah, today we're talking about science. Let me get this Splitgate background music here. That way there's more. Yeah, check it out. All right. Wonderful. Right. Science, methodology, paradigms, and progress. I want to start actually by going over this new section I have here that I added, terms. So I figure the terms are kind of a good overview. So hopefully by the end of today's stream we should be somewhat familiar with these terms, because we'll be going over all of these. So... might be a pop quiz at the end, who knows? Right, so we're going to be talking about science, philosophy of science, the scientific method and what goes into that, truth, logical positivism and its history, abductive reasoning and Charles Sanders Peirce, inference to the best explanation. I believe that was Peirce. We'll be talking about deductive reasoning, might mention inductive reasoning. We'll talk about theory-ladenness. I believe that was Hanson, and the distinctions between semantic theory-ladenness and perceptual theory-ladenness, and how that relates to thematic frameworks. We'll be talking about normal science. We'll be talking about extraordinary science in Thomas Kuhn's notion of paradigms and paradigm shifts in the creation of scientific discoveries. We'll be talking about Karl Popper and the distinction between science and pseudoscience, and the role of falsifiability in that, or falsification. And let me change this to falsifiability. And if you're wanting to follow along, the Patreon link, you can download it as a docx or a PDF. So you can download either, and if you want a docx, you can take notes along with us here. Right. So Popper, science, pseudoscience, he kind of emphasized falsifiability. We'll be talking about certainty, might mention Descartes, ontology, and specifically under ontology, phenomenology, and Husserl. We'll be mentioning Husserl. I'm doing a reading about Husserl from this good old book here. Empiricism is something we're going to mention as well. And lastly, we'll be covering the demarcation problem. And as you can see, I've been hard at work studying. Huh. Look at that. Kuhnian post-positivism. I just say that, and it sounds like, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's see. All right. What is science? What is science? All right, so I have two bits here, and I will forewarn, this is a fairly Wikipedia reading heavy stream. So there's going to be a good bit of reading from Wikipedia here, just because I thought, especially this section under what is philosophy of science, that the intro block on Wikipedia did a great job of summarizing most of the gist of everything. So here we go. But there's more. Scrolling through all this, we see this. Talk about scientific methods, some questions. We talk about Feyerabend and his sort of, anarchic views on how to do science. Talk about Wittgenstein and the TLP, positivism, Peirce, pragmatism, reasoning, Hanson, theory-ladenness, Kuhn, paradigm shifts, normal extraordinary science, Popper, falsification, falsifiability, Feyerabend again, science is dead, whatever. Husserl, bracketing out, demarcation problem. Look at that. Big words, huh? We love it. All right. So let's read this science bit here. Simple English Wikipedia. That's something I might try to include in some of these videos, just because it's simplified Wikipedia. What's there not to love? Wikipedia's already great, simple, accessible. Let's make it even simpler and accessibler. All right, so what is science? I love this intro sentence. Science is what we do to find out about the natural world. It's not a very exclusive definition. There might be other things that we do to find out about the natural world, but it's a start. So natural sciences include chemistry, biology, geology, astronomy, and physics. Science uses mathematics and logic, which are sometimes called formal sciences. So getting back to this, we might talk about, we might ask whether these actually constitute a science, and there is some mention here, but we're not on big boy Wikipedia yet. And so natural science makes observations and experiments. Science produces accurate facts, scientific laws, and theories. Science also refers to the large amount of knowledge that has been found using this process. Research uses the scientific method. Scientific research uses hypotheses based on ideas or earlier knowledge, which can be categorized through different topics. Then those hypotheses are tested by experiments. Okay? People who study and research science and try to find out everything about it are called scientists. Scientists study things by looking at them very carefully, by measuring them, and by doing experiments and tests. Scientists try to explain why things act the way they do, and they predict what will happen. All right, so we have this kind of basic idea of what science is. Let's kind of move into the game. Let's sort of warm up. I have not warmed up, so I'm going to slide in here gently. And I want to show you all something. The lights are, rotating. But if you type in !cyan, or exclamation mark magenta, or exclamation mark yellow, check out what happens. The lights go that color for 10 seconds. So you'll notice they're not rotating. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you. The vibe. I was trying to go for very cool vibes, very fun, cool, chill, whatever. But thank you. I will have a good stream. I've prepared fairly well today. So my last stream I prepared quite well for, and it was a good stream. So thank you. I certainly appreciate it. I'm doing some YouTube highlights, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe there'll be discoverability on YouTube. Maybe they'll be funny. I'm still working on that, but yeah. So yeah, getting into Splitgate here. Let's see. I'm just gonna. No, actually no. I have a daily challenge to do headshots. So let's try. These are the headshot game modes. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've got all of the social media, but I have not started on like Instagram and TikTok. I've like outlined a few TikTok storyboards, but have not actually gone into. I need to mute my mic on here. All right, wonderful. You say yeet? I believe he said yeet. School. Oh, we're getting recognition. Wonderful. All right. What's up? Huh? What's up? They can watch your TikToks. Yeah, what is it? Hannah Boggio. My girlfriend says I need to shout her out at Hannah Boggio. She's got TikToks. Hey, dude, I'm streaming live. Check me out. School Bus Soy, Twitch. That's my whole plug. It's over.
Oh.
Wow, it's working. TikTok. Yeah, I've heard TikTok is very good for discoverability.
I did play with another YouTuber like a year ago.
Means I have to re-download TikTok. Yeah. Yeah, like, doing the whole thing requires a lot of planning, a lot of work, and you got to manage all the social media accounts, so that's a whole bunch of stuff.
Ouch. Oh, someone did not change their name. That is sad.
Oh, bad throw.
Ow. I hate player 439.
Yeah. No good. No good. I don't know. I think my bot laughed because you said LOL.
I got killed by a...
Let's see where we are here.
Oh my god, I'm getting burnt. Burnt turkey. I got him.
Whoa. Ah, no good. Yeah. No good.
Boom.
I thought the bot was supposed to reply with TikTok as well. If I say TikTok, I thought it was supposed to...
That's a weird
Let's
name.
see. TikTok. Aha! Boom! It works. Okay. Again, there's no content on there, so no one expect anything just yet. Oh man, that could have been. It was, and it was wonderful. There we go.
Wow.
Let's see if I can multitask and read at the same time here. Science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanations and predictions about the universe.
Yes, yay.
Thank you, Wikipedia. Regular adult English. Well, I shouldn't say adult English. Complex English, perhaps.
Ow.
Alright.
I still keep on getting killed by a player.
I love how there's built-in commentary, because this guy here is keeping us commentated. Who is this? Let's give him a shout-out.
And the enemy.
Rust. X. Breath.
Yeah, go down.
You never know if that guy becomes the new
Ow.
Jeff Bezos. You heard it here first.
Don't worry.
A lot of potential in him.
He's not the only one who keeps on constantly.
No, absolutely. I think he's a part of the stream now.
Hey,
Oh gosh.
you guys also freaking out.
I am freaking out. I'm not even. My mic isn't even muted. I feel like I want to unmute and have a conversation with this guy.
Player. He keeps on sneaking up behind me. He's a fucking ninja.
That's a shame. What if it is Ninja, the streamer? Yeah, I'm not doing too hot.
Hey, I found it out.
Modern science is typically divided into three major branches that, yeah, maybe he wants to learn about science. Let's see.
Killed by a wagon. That's just so dumb.
Kid, you want to learn about science? Don't look at me like that.
Oh, I just aimed at Speedwagon's head. I just pulled the trigger, but then he killed me.
I don't think he wants to learn about science.
That. Oh.
Ooh.
I just got 2 headshots in a row.
Oh. Ooh. Wow. No, not good today. Not good today. Modern science is typically divided into three major branches that consist of the natural science, for example, biology, chemistry, and physics, which study nature in the broadest sense. The social sciences, for example, economics, psychology, and sociology, which study individuals and societies, and the formal sciences, like logic, mathematics, and theoretical computer science, which deal with symbols governed by rules. There is disagreement, however, on whether the formal sciences actually constitute a science, as they do not rely on empirical evidence. And we'll get back to this, not necessarily this, like, dispute, but we'll get back into what defines science and what makes a science and why this empiricism might be important to the definition of science. Man. Okay. I'll take it. Not great. That might have been a kill. Oh. Let's hear what he wants to let us know. Nothing. All right.
I sticked with a bush. Some people don't even know. Enemy. Ow, I hate
Some people don't even know things about the external world because they don't use empiricism to discover them.
God, no.
I think that's what he wanted to say. Anyway, disciplines that use existing scientific... Game over. Disciplines that use existing scientific knowledge... I want to hear his ending commentary here.
What? That dude did not even shoot.
Damn. A Twitch affiliate? I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards no. Because as much as I would like to have the benefit of, like, emotes and the emote culture that comes around that, and really that's the only thing I think I would want from Twitch affiliate. But there's a few things that make me want to say no. Namely, ads. I don't want ads on my stream, and Twitch doesn't put ads on non-affiliate streams. So that's like the biggest one, because it would just drive people away to some degree, and so that's no good. And two, I'm restreaming. I've been restreaming every stream, so I stream every time, not only to Twitch, but also to YouTube, to Twitter, to Trovo. Well, I guess I'm banned on Trovo right now, but yeah, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. So Twitch affiliate means that you have exclusivity of that content on Twitch only for 24 hours. So screw that. I don't really care. Like, I can already, the benefits, you know, that I'd get from affiliate would be like monetization and the ability to get subscribers, but I can get subscribers on Patreon. I would like to move that whole, like, sub thing to Patreon instead, because I can at least give like a value add instead of just, oh, subscribe to me because it's cool and you get like emotes. Like at least, you know, there's this whole outline thing that I can post to Patreon, and I've been doing these for free, you know, posting them here for free. But once I collect, you know, viewership and a whole slew of these, I think there might be more of an incentive for subscription. It's like $5 a month. It's like this, like a, you know, tier 1 subscription. And I've got, you know, some different tiers here or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, I don't want ads on my stuff, and yeah. So we'll see. I mean, when I hit affiliate, like when I hit the requirements for affiliate, I think I'm gonna sit on it, and I'm probably not gonna do it, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, I can already monetize with like Stream Elements tipping. That even here, I'll show y'all something. That if I do get a tip through Stream Elements, this is what happens. Let's see here. Ready, set. Boom. Check it out. Super cool. Yeah, and followers do this. If I get a follower while I'm streaming. Thanks. So let's see here. What do we get? We got the headshots. Boom. Sorry. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. Score the most points. Play 3 matches with 12 or fewer deaths. Let's just check all of these. I'll uncheck that because we just did that. 12 or fewer deaths. All right, that's all I got to keep it under. Anything under here? 3 matches of domination. Alright, we hope we get domination. Not the end of the world if we don't. So, right, we talked about the basics of science, what science is. We got this whole thing to get through. So, let's see here. Applied science, formal sciences. So, we're gonna go into this question a little bit more. There is disagreement, however. There's disagreement, however, on whether the formal sciences actually constitute a science, as they do not rely on empirical evidence. So we'll delve into this, on what science is a little bit more. So what is philosophy of science? And I'm straight up just copying this, as with the rest, from the Wikipedia intro. Yes, please send me a link to your Discord. You're welcome to put it here. And I have Discord as well. It's linked on my Twitch. You can see it in the little links at the top there. But yeah, for sure. Oh, wow, it's linked. Look at that. My chatbot is doing good work. So yeah, that's cool. No, for sure. Send it to me. I don't use Discord much, but I'm trying to. I'm trying to get used to getting into all the different social medias. I hope this isn't going to lag too much because I'm streaming at 1080. Alright, we love it. Cool. I will actually join this. Well, I'm dying here. I'll join your Discord right now so I don't forget. Because Lord knows I'm going to forget here. So bear with me, everyone. Cool. Joined. Boom. I'm in. I believe I'm in. Alrighty. Let's see here. So. Oh, thank you. Will do. Alright, so let's see if this is readable here. I hope it is. I feel like it might not be. Maybe we can zoom. Yeah, that works. Perhaps. Yeah, I kind of like this as a, it's a good, like, YouTube thumbnail here. What is philosophy of science? Yeah, it's great. Alright, well, here we go. Philosophy of science is a branch of philosophy concerned with the foundations, methods, and implications of science. So, what is science? How do we do science? And what is the role or importance of science? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oops. Oops. Okay, central question of this study concern what qualifies as science? Oh, I just read that, okay, without actually reading it. The reliability of scientific theories, so why do we believe what we believe and how are we certain about those things? And the ultimate purpose of science, and actually to expand on what I just said, it's not just necessarily the reliability of scientific theories, but you know, a comparison of what that reliability means. So, you know, we might say something like, oh, we're this confident about this result, but what's the real meaningfulness of that? What does that truly mean? Is there truth behind those things? Sure, we can say things about statistics and whatnot, but is there actual, like, ontological value or epistemological value behind those statements? Do we know something about the world from science? So, let's see here. Ooh, homie got me. If anyone's having any issues with lagging or anything like that on stream, let me know. Pickle Rick! Thank you for your contribution to the stream. You know what? I'm going to pause things. I'm going to flash the lights green because we support Pickle Rick on this stream. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? Set. Pickle Rick! Spinning Pickle Rick. I just noticed that. That's wonderful. Alright. I'm at the bottom of the map. That's like the armpit of the map, if you will. You know, and I'm thinking, totally unrelated to the stream here. Hi, howdy do. Hi. You gonna come say hi? You could just pop your head in the camera there. Yes, girlfriend reveal. Splitgate not as popular as Fortnite, obviously. I'm thinking I'm gonna do other S games on Sundays. So Fortnite is gonna have dominance over Philosophy Fridays. It's just gonna be Fortnite. I play too much Fortnite for that not to be the case. But I would like to show y'all my background here. Let's see. Boom. So this is my wallpaper. That is the bus. Yes, I love Fortnite. Fortnite is the best. Go Fortnite. This whole aisle here, column, is bus-related games. So I might do, like, school bus or simulator Sundays or something. So we'll see. Bussy Sundays. We shall see. But yeah, that's that. Let's move back here. Yeah, because Splitgate isn't, you know, the end-all, be-all. And I'm not that good at Splitgate, as you can see. Right. So let's see here. The central questions. Okay, so this discipline, philosophy of science, overlaps with metaphysics, ontology, and epistemology, for example, when it explores the relationship between science and truth. I need to stop cutting ahead of myself and explaining what I'm about to say because it looks like it's already explained a sentence later. This has happened twice now. Fork knife, fork knife. Is there a fork emoji? If there's a fork emoji, you should post it. Philosophy of science focuses on metaphysical, epistemic, and semantic aspects of science. I'm going to go ahead and do the world a favor and add in an Oxford comma here. Winner, winner. I deserve a chicken dinner. Oh! Oh! Felt that in my heart. In my soul. Alright. Let's watch me die. It'll be great. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. No, that's not what we want. We want this. Oh, but then my, like, camera takes up, maybe I can... Maybe if I...
Man, you're outshining me every match.
Damn. He didn't sound too pleased about that.
We need to go play some Battlefield.
Okay. Let's go back to the screen. We can read it all here anyway. Maybe I'm gonna change this bot to be less harassy about don't mind my million tabs.
Your mic is so terrible. I literally like just it was really quiet.
Your mic is so terrible. It was literally really quiet. I didn't say that to him. I'm just letting everyone know.
3, 2, 1. Aim for the head.
Oh my gosh, what did that just go? Hello, 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 hello.
What's up?
Okay.
Ah!
The lead.
What the heck?
Alright. Aggressive start to the game here. Whoa! Okay. So, ethical issues such as bioethics and scientific misconduct are often considered ethics or science studies rather than philosophy of science. There is no consensus among philosophers about many of the central problems concerned with the philosophy of science, including whether science can reveal the truth about unobservable things, and whether scientific reasoning can be justified at all. So as for that first claim there... Oh! Winner, winner! More chicken meal for me. That just snaps into place. It's been broken. I mean, you can try to snap it back on. If it doesn't work, that's... Yeah. No. I'm sure. Yeah. That's okay. You'll just be playing people that are much harder than you on a system that's going to be really hard to play on, so... Hey, you can go into the bedroom and play on the TV. Yeah, you can grab the controller, too. Huh?
It's not it. I'm literally dying to the worst bots.
You're not going to... Can you turn that down a little bit? Thanks.
I can't comprehend.
It's not going to be as high quality handheld, just so you know. Like it can, it's more powerful when it's plugged into a dock. So just be aware. It's going to be a little choppy. Alrighty. Let's go fight someone. Let's go fight someone. Who cares about philosophy? That's like nerd stuff, right? We care about Halo. That's obviously much cooler. Halo, fake Halo, Portal Halo. Alright, there is no consensus among philosophers about many of the central problems concerned with the philosophy of science.
I Oh my gosh, this game is so dumb. I'm backing into a corner that isn't even there. I'm already stuck on a wall that
I mean, I wish all of my games had people this interactive in chat.
I don't
Wouldn't have as much existential lonely ennui
I would've just got
if I had fellow funny people in my life. It is, right? It's like these are human beings screaming about things. That's fun.
Oh my gosh, again, I need.
What does he need? Let's rally behind him. I can help you not. Alright, boom. So now we've introduced some epistemological confusion on his end. So check it out. That's a quandary.
I've been in Splitgate VC this whole time. Cause someone in VC just said I can help you not.
My stream is listening to you, and we've been quite entertained. So thank you. It's only a few people, but thank you.
What's your Twitch?
It's my username, SchoolBusSoy. I'm talking about philosophy while playing Splitgate.
What the fuck?
I'm on this guy.
Yo, someone killed Long John dipshit. He fucking snaps and doesn't fucking miss.
Wonderful. Wow, look at that. We've gotten some participation here. Alright. So, unobservable things. So I think there will be some mention of logical positivism there. That's going to be the... I'm making some friends. Yeah, you know. Here's, Ooh. Okay. In addition to these general questions about science as a whole, philosophers of science consider problems that apply to particular sciences, such as biology or physics. Some philosophers of science also use contemporary results in science to reach conclusions about philosophy itself. So that might be some kind of like metaepistemology or meta... Ooh, lining up a shot there. Alright, while philosophical thought pertaining to science dates back at least to the time of Aristotle, general philosophy of science emerged as a distinct discipline only in the 20th century in the wake of the logical positivist movement, which aimed to formulate criteria for ensuring all philosophical statements' meaningfulness and objectively assessing them. So before, there were, statements without necessarily truth values, and the logical positive said, psych, which you could represent as our teammate here. So he would be the logical positivist, and, we would be the previous people making claims about the world or about reality in some way that are not testable, perhaps, that are not, can't be shown to be true or false. Hey, are you trying to do voice chat? Okay, yeah, there's no... Huh? Okay, well, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. This guy just say brown man? What is the relevance here? Oh, I rue the day someone says something horribly racist on my stream. It's like in good party chat and I get banned for it. So, hey, I appreciate your impact on my stream, man. We were making lots of relations between philosophical thought in the early 20th century and your comments. So, thank you. Very good stuff. No bait. He's gone. Alright. Alright, whatever. Anyway, Charles Sanders Peirce. I took a class on this topic a while back, and I've only heard that professor mention Peirce. I don't think I've ever seen him speak. I've read some of his stuff, but I mean, that's like reading, so I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Peirce because that's how my professor pronounced it, but it looks like Peirce, perhaps. Anyway, I'm going to sound Peirce, and I'm going to say it confidently, like I know what I'm talking about, so. Gun game Oasis. Okay, alright. Peirce and Popper moved on from positivism to establish a modern set of standards for scientific methodology. Peirce used abductive reasoning, which was kind of like inference to the best explanation, which is an interesting thing that we'll mention briefly about. Kind of like lazy science is perhaps a decent way to describe it. Efficient science, perhaps, if you prefer that more positive language. Ooh, 10 health. 10 health? 10 health. I think so. I mean. And then Thomas Kuhn's riveting 1962, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. I mean, honestly, like, it's a good work. It's just does get kind of dry at times. Very influential in the history of, science and philosophy of science. Meta-science, if you will. Very formative, challenging the view of scientific progress as steady cumulative acquisition of knowledge based on a fixed method of systematic experimentation, and instead arguing that any progress is relative to a paradigm, the set of questions, concepts, and practices that define a scientific discipline in a particular historical period. So what does this mean? Kuhn essentially argued that there is what is called normal science, what he called normal science, and that's the status quo of how we think about the world, the status quo of how science looks at the world and measures the world around it, and science exists in this mode, essentially, for most of its existence, until people begin to ask new questions of old data, and that is what he calls extraordinary science. These are the paradigm shifts. This is when, you have shifts like Copernican and Galilean thinkers that enter the game, and they kind of throw the whole game on its head. And it's not that these people have a better basis necessarily of fact for proving what they do. They just may have come at the right time. They may have had the right things to say, may have known the right people, may have had the right evidence at the right time, but there is not necessarily the kind of continuous furtherance of evidence creating, known explanations and defined theories that we think science. That's how we think science works. That's how science should ideally work, perhaps, but not necessarily how it does. Huh. Let's see here. Right. Paradigm. Coherentist approach to science. Let's highlight a word. Highlighting is smart. Alright, highlighting makes us look fancy. Ooh. What a loser! Oops, I'm the loser. Alright, cool. Check it. Ooh, okay. Subsequently, the coherentist approach to science, in which a theory is validated if it makes sense of observations as a part of a coherent whole, became prominent due to W.V. Quine and others. Some thinkers, such as Stephen Jay Gould, seek to ground science in axiomatic assumptions, such as the uniformity of nature. So, the uniformity of nature is a kind of fairly common assumption in understanding scientific thought for most people, because you need that consistency to begin to be able to make claims about the world, or at least that's how science tends to operate. Cool. We're doing great. I need a soundboard. Because, if I make a joke that doesn't go off, I would like to do but And I will have a soundboard at some point. I think I have a voice mod installed, and so I need to get that going, and that's got a soundboard built into it. And also, you guys can change my voice, I think, with certain things. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how it works. How am I doing? I'm not in first place, certainly. Cool. Is that the guy that was in first? Yes, I got him. Giving myself some more time to thrive here. Ooh, another thing that I've been wanting to do, that I mentioned during my last stream, I believe, is Wordy Wednesdays. Reading and writing on Wednesday, so that's probably something I'm going to do. Totally got nothing to do with this. Anyway, so let's get back to this. We're talking about Stephen Jay Gould, axiomatic assumptions, uniformity of nature. A vocal minority of philosophers, and Paul Feyerabend in particular, argue that there is no such thing as the scientific method, so all approaches to science should be allowed. So Feyerabend throwing this whole anarchic wrench into science and scientific method and how we should approach science, and having a very different view on what that should mean. Right. So all approach, he says, let me scroll up so we can see. So Feyerabend had this kind of, like I said, anarchic approach. All approaches to science should be allowed, he said, including explicitly supernatural ones, perhaps. So very, very different from what a modern conception of what belongs in the realm of science might be. Another approach to thinking about science involves studying how knowledge is created from a sociological perspective, an approach represented by scholars like Bloor and Barnes, David Bloor and Barry Barnes. Finally, I say that like those names are commonplace among my average Twitch demographic, which is probably not the case. Finally, a tradition in continental philosophy approaches science from the perspective of a rigorous analysis of human experience. So this kind of goes back a little bit to, our discussions of phenomenology and how we perceive the world. And we'll kind of get back to this in today's conversation. The human experience colors our understanding of the world. So when we talk about Hanson and theory-ladenness and thematic references and thematic frameworks, we'll kind of go into how our biases and perspectives color even attemptedly objective looks at the world. Let's see where we're at in Splitgate. I've got a daily thing to claim here. Score the most points on your team. That I did not do, huh? We did Team SWAT. We did Gun Game. Alright. What do we have? Another paragraph or two here? Yeah, we got another paragraph, and then method, and then we're really... So this is kind of the main section here that's interesting. So let's read this paragraph here. Philosophies of the particular sciences range from questions about the nature of time raised by Einstein's general relativity to the implications of economics for public policy. A central theme is whether the terms of one scientific theory can be intra- or inter-theoretically reduced to the terms of another. I retweeted a tweet. By the way, I've been interacting with philosophy Twitter, and I got a like on one of my posts. I got 7 likes on one of my posts. Thank you very much. Very cool. Please clap. Please clap. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're great. You are loved. They can't even hear you clapping, but she's clapping. Thank you. I hope you're clapping at home. I hope you're clapping if you're watching the VOD days from now. Please clap. Okay. That is, can chemistry be reduced to physics, or can sociology be reduced to individual psychology? Or can anything be reduced to philosophy? Anyway, the general questions of philosophy of science also arise with greater specificity in some particular sciences. For example, the question of the validity of scientific reasoning is seen in a different guise in the foundations of statistics. The question of what counts as science and what should be excluded arises as a potentially life or death matter in the philosophy of medicine. Additionally, the philosophies of biology, of psychology, and of the social sciences explore whether the scientific studies of human nature can achieve objectivity or are inevitably shaped by values and by social relations. All right, and then I guess we'll go into method and lack of method. So now we have an idea of what science is, right? We have an idea of what philosophy of science concerns itself with, and we've kind of touched on some of the greater big picture things that we're going to talk about here, which is whether science can make meaningful statements about unobservable things, whether scientific reasoning can be justified at all, right? Oops. Oopsie. Right. And then, conclusions about philosophy itself. So, metaepistemology, man. Meta-philosophy, man. Right? Check it. All right. Coherentism, differences in the relevances of certain philosophies of science and branches of science and approaches to that, and of course how everything is actually just philosophy. Thank you. That is reductionism at its finest. The tweet that I retweeted the other day was like something about how sociology was encroaching on philosophy's claim that everything is in its domain. So let's go back here and let's boom. So what is it? I've got to score the most points on your team. 3 matches of domination. You know what? Let's go for domination. That's something that might be perhaps a little. Nah. All right, we're good. We're great. Scientific method. The scientific method is an empirical method of acquiring knowledge that has characterized the development of science since at least the 17th century, with notable practitioners in previous centuries. So there's this kind of theme that we'll get back to, that science is kind of a new idea as we think of it today. I mean, certainly empirical discoveries about the world around us have existed for a long time. And the reading that I'm going to do here about Husserl is very interesting, because it asks what the difference is between, observations about the world and science. So what is that? Right, so let's get through this reading real quick, because I'll just switch this and we'll read it between deaths, perhaps. Domination. All right, so one of these is our, yes, to start with. Oops, we are lagging. Not great. Involves careful observation, applying rigorous skepticism about what is observed, given that cognitive assumptions can distort how one interprets the observation. The scientific method involves formulating hypotheses via induction, so this is inductive reasoning, this is empiricism, based on such observations, experimental and measurement-based testing of deductions drawn from those hypotheses, and refinement or elimination of the hypotheses based on the experimental findings. So a sort of recursive, looping feedback cycle.
B secured. Losing C. A secured.
Yeah, I just missed all those shots. These are principles of the scientific method as distinguished from a definitive series of steps applicable to all scientific enterprises. So again, we're going to ask a little more about what exactly defines those things and where those distinctions lie. What was the point of that? Why did I do that? That's not what I meant to do. Cool, cool, cool. Gosh. So, Feyerabend, an interesting character, had a quote that stands out and kind of summarizes his relevance in our conversation today. But he thought that this sort of definition of what science should be and what the scientific method should be was stifling. You know, if we tell people how to do science, that's going to limit the potential, the possibilities. So anything goes, right? The only principle that does not inhibit progress is anything goes, which is funny. I mean, I don't know that that's a particularly contemporary or popular view in contemporary scientific philosophy, but it's interesting for sure. So let's ask, does science seek truth? And can science make meaningful claims about truth? I don't know why I put this question here, because that's not necessarily the most relevant question at this time. But I guess a more relevant question might be, does science need to follow specific rules? So let's write that in here. Come on, come on, come on. Does science seek truth? Should science follow a distinct and well-defined set of rules? Why? So feel free to answer that if you are in chat. I'd like to hear what people think. God, man. Golly. Golly gosh. Gosh, oh gosh. So this is what I will allow anyone that wants to comment on that. And I will try to do a murder here. It is I who was murdered. Alright, so let's kind of back up. Let's go do some history. So what is the timeline here? Who are the major influencers? I put influencers instead of theorists or anything because we're in the influencer age. It's all about Instagram. Imagine if Wittgenstein had an Instagram. Wouldn't that be neat? Imagine if I had the BFB. Wouldn't that be neat? Woo! Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Buddy, 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 buddy. I need, so I... Made it. Oh gosh, lag, 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 lag. Oh, I got the kill. All right. All right, let's go back to Wittgenstein here. So Wittgenstein publishes what's commonly called the TLP, which talks about philosophy of language and makes connections to ontology and tries to define what science is and does and the importance of how we should speak about it, because it's important. The terminology used matters, and it determines how you think about the world in large part, oftentimes. So Wittgenstein was big on that. And he helped lead in these this group of people largely were inspired by his work. So the logical positivists and the movement of logical positivism, as I mentioned this earlier, starting around the late 1920s, asserted that only statements verifiable through direct observation or logical proof are meaningful in terms of conveying truth value, information, or factual content. So to these people, a claim like God is real, or I am good at Splitgate, is a meaningless claim because they thought that I sucked at Splitgate. This was the official view of the logical positivists, and there was no real room for debate about that because they were jerks. Okay, and so let's mention Charles Sanders Peirce here. Big deal. This guy's a big deal. So this guy kind of, I mean, we owe a lot of stuff to him. So the logic of computers, I mean, he was someone that kind of figured this out before many others, decades before anyone else realized that like the computer circuits, or rather electrical circuits, can be used to do logical statements. That's like the basis of computers. And woo, killing, murder, oh yeah. Alright, well, look at that. We have the thinking emote. Perfect. I spent $3 on that, and I'm putting every last... I'm getting the worth... I know what I'm saying. It's words. Right, so logician, father of pragmatism. Let's put that in italics. Boom. You know what? Now we can do this. Check it out. Check it out. We have another term. Check it out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great. Okay. Oops. Let's take another Splitgate break here. Moment of peace from the killing. Let's do ourselves a little Google here. Pragmatism is a philosophical tradition that considers words and thought as tools for prediction, problem solving, and action, and rejects the idea that the function of thought is to describe, represent, or mirror reality. Pragmatists contend that most philosophical topics, such as the nature of knowledge, language, concepts, meaning, belief, and science, are all best viewed in terms of their practical uses and successes. So we have Peirce here. Just thought that would be relevant to throw out. Peirce had a number of contributions to logic in many ways. Like I said, big deal in the fields of logic and mathematics, and not just abductive reasoning, I'm going to mention here in a moment, but inductive and deductive reasoning. He, better defined how these things operate in logic and in math early on. Compared to where we're at now. That's a weird way to phrase that. Anyway, buy my merch. Check it out. Look at that. I'm drinking coffee out of here. Coffee not with coffee creamer, but malted milk. So, boom, that's me. I'm getting my own shirt in soon, so I will be even cooler. That is really good. Coffee tastes better if you're drinking it out of a cup with your logo on it. I'll tell you what. All right, so abductive reasoning, essentially, it's inductive reasoning or deductive reasoning. Well, it's inductive reasoning, I suppose, in this context. But instead of getting to a definitive answer for truth, it's like, what's your best guess, right? So abductive reasoning starts with an observation or set of observations and then seeks the simplest and most likely conclusion from those observations. This process, unlike deductive reasoning, yields a plausible conclusion but does not positively verify it. And we're going to come back to this when we talk about the different stances on epistemology and the reasonings that underlie those. So when we talk about Popper and falsifiability and falsification, We will get back to this. So abductive conclusions are thus qualified as having a remnant of uncertainty or doubt, which is expressed in retreat terms such as best available or most likely. One can understand abductive reasoning as inference to the best explanation. So when we have scientific theories, oftentimes this is the kind of reasoning that leads us to make good guesses about the world. Okay. Hanson, an underrated guy in the field, publishes Patterns of Discovery in '58, in which he argues for theory-ladenness in our inquiries about the world. So he argues for a theory-laden model of scientific discovery, which is sort of like a phenomenological perspective on inquiries about the world. So where what we see and perceive is not what our senses receive, but it is instead filtered sensory information. So we actually kind of mentioned this in that first episode on fallibilism a few Fridays back. But is instead filtered sensory information, where the filter is our existing preconceptions, a concept later called a thematic framework. Psychology often calls this or something very similar to this concept, a schema or a gestalt. We have a gestalt about the world. We have schemas in our head about certain concepts and conceptions, and we've got these frameworks that, so that underlie how we see things, how we take in information. So, for example, a chess player can look at a complex board, memorize it like that. If you don't know anything about chess, you take a look at a complex board, you're not going to remember a minute later what that board looks like, but the chess player has a detailed schema already in his head that he can call upon. And so when he's encoding that information, when he's seeing that board for the first time and memorizing it in a second, he's got that schema to call upon that affects how he stores that information. And it changes how he's encoding that into his memory vault there. So semantic versus theory versus perceptual theory-ladenness. Perceptual theory-ladenness is when these perspectives, these schemas, affect our actual perceptions of things. So he sees a different chessboard than you do, because to him, the knight is in this location, the white queen is in a dangerous spot, So these are things that he sees that you don't. And it makes for a different perception. And then the semantic theory-ladenness is where his notion of things might be different. So not the actual initial perception, but the understanding of it. Kuhn. Again, Structure of Scientific Revolutions. Great book. A little dry, but very important. I have read it. It was pretty cool. I read some Feyerabend. I think I read Against Method as well. Right. So Kuhn, as I mentioned earlier, Kuhn talked about normal science. So, the day-to-day work of science is what he called normal science. So that's like common frameworks. We have an understanding. It's a status quo. We think that that's how we get progress. But Kuhn said, no, we get changes in science from paradigm shifts, just totally turning our understanding of science and of our basic premises behind that science up on its head entirely. It's not that we use the same rules. Some guy just comes in and says, all of this is wrong. Y'all suck, and that doesn't necessarily have the things that make normal science. It may not have evidence. It's just some kooky guy with charisma who says, yeah, we rotate around the sun. What's up with it? And we're like, all right, that guy's cool. He's tall. I like him. He commands respect, right? I don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. Don't look at me like that. Anyway, so that's extraordinary science. That's the paradigm shift. It takes non-normal science. That's not part of what normal science is. And Popper came along and distinguished between science and pseudoscience. He asked what science is and what makes science, and his answer to that was falsifiability. Science must be falsifiable. If a scientific claim is not falsifiable, it's not science. Okay, Feyerabend comes in, publishes against method, and that's it. No more science. There's a quote, "Science is dead," like, I think Nietzsche, probably. I don't know, whatever, right? So ever since then, really sucks. No more science, right? All right, we'll read this in a moment. We got some Husserl here. We'll talk about phenomenology. It'll be phenomenal. Thank you. Please clap. Empirical versus analytical approaches to knowledge. All right, so that's kind of, we approach that with the abductive reasoning discussion there. And phenomenology we describe as, and this is a quote from the reading here, a philosophical investigation of the phenomena of experience. So what would Kant think about that? You know, he talked about the noumena and the phenomena. And what would Hanson think about that with the whole abductive reasoning here? I'm sorry, not abductive reasoning, theory-ladenness here. Abductive reasoning was Peirce, wasn't it? Yeah. And so what differentiates experience from science? What about carefully bracketed out, notated, and codified experience? That was Husserl's idea that if we bracket out our biases about the world, we can eliminate them and understand science from a sort of flat plane. You know, this was an important idea at the time, but I don't think anyone really takes this too seriously nowadays, because a modern understanding of psychology shows that that's fairly absurd. Oh, my headphones battery state is critical. My gosh. All right, let me plug this in. I'll be back in probably 1 minute. BRB. Testing. All right. Let's make sure my audio works. And let's go. What's up? Yeah. All right, let's get back to some Splitgate here. Let's check this out. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why do I not have, it's not, I don't hear any game audio. Let's try this again. Let's see. Elgato. Monitor and output. Boom. Wonderful. Alright. Most points on the team. Weren't we supposed to do domination? No, that's right, because we decided that's not the way to go. What game mode did I just do, though? We've done Team Deathmatch, I believe. Alright, we'll see how this goes here. So yeah, we'll get some Husserl read through here in a moment. Let's... Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Boom. Alright, so check this out. Ready? Boom. Oh, I lied to everyone. The heading no longer exists.
I see you in the kitchen.
Husserl. Click. We click. Boom. Yep. And then the demarcation problem. In the philosophy of science and epistemology, the demarcation problem is the question of how we distinguish between science and non-science. So that's what this reading is going to be about. It examines the boundaries between science, pseudoscience, and other products of human activity like art and literature and beliefs. The debate continues after over 2 millennia of dialogue among philosophers of science and scientists in various fields. The debate has consequences for what can be called scientific in fields such as education and public policy.
What?
Public policy! To echo what that guy said.
Okay. First blood! Ah!
Wow, we have activity.
What is this?
Woo.
Are we doing this for real? Is it gonna work? It's not gonna work. Nobody there. Yep.
Very active chat today in the game here. Alright, let's focus on this real quick. Let me find the page here. Husserl. Husserl is 224.
That's some bullshit.
Experience by itself is not science.
My lord, I suck at this game.
Uh-oh.
Because it's like I didn't shoot first though. What the hell?
Man. What game mode am I even playing here? Okay, we have shotguns. Maybe that's what I should play with. It's hard to see that screen from that far away. Hey, check it, check it, check it. Before you wreck it, wreck it, wreck it. Alright.
Nice, y'all. Thank you. Uh-oh.
You are welcome.
What was that?
I don't know. Oh! Oh! Damn!
You are.
Gosh. Oh, yeah.
Keep your head out, little nigga. Woo! Let's go.
Is the recommendation to have voice chat off when you're playing online? Is that how people do this?
Up top.
That way no one says anything bannable? That's probably what I should be doing, right? It is entertaining hearing the strangers chatting. You know what I mean? Man. That's not my dad, that's a cell phone.
I've been sitting in this corner.
Alright, we got something.
I'm out of ammo, y'all. Please kill me.
Oops.
Ow. I see, bitch ass. Ah! They finally got me! Damn! Look at this, baby. Expect it. I was about to go for that triple, baby. Oh, baby, a triple. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to gain this some kills. Please.
Man. Nope, that is my own portal.
Alright, y'all. Come on. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. Let's clean this shit up. Someone's behind us.
Wow, 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 wow. Ah! A real shame. I'm doing poorly, you see? In the game? Yeah, me too. Everyone can on stream, too. I was just saying that I should probably turn that off on future streams because I don't know what they're going to say. Oh, come on, come on. All right. We've got 2.5 minutes before we read Husserl. If I had 100 people in the chat, this would be a time I'd ask everyone to spam emotes, right? That's how Twitch works, right? For hype. We're hype about Husserl. Hype about Husserl. We're hype about Husserl. We're hype about Husserl.
I need to find my kill spot again.
Come on. We're hype about Husserl. Hell yeah. I'm dead. This is not working out for me.
I tried.
I try to leave my right portal out. Jeez. Didn't need the whole 2 minutes there. Let's watch me die here. I believe it's me, yeah. No, it's not. I don't think. Alright, cool. It's all the Splitgate I think we're doing. Maybe after this book I'll focus my attention towards one last game.
What are they talking about if they got... Oh, God, look at this baby.
Maybe I should let people know when they've been featured on my stream. That kid previously seemed to find appreciation in that. The voice chat is never that active. I don't know what's up today. So, alright. Let's go into... It's just me here. The audio, I'm getting audio issues again. Alright, cool. Wonderful. Alright, so let's read us some Husserl. Alright. Husserl with epic background music. Let's turn down the epic background music a little bit. Alright. Experience by itself is not science. Turn the table backlight to 100%. Make the table backlight white. Okay, that's fine. A bit washes out my back here, but I'm able to read. From the philosophy book, again, a wonderful book. Experience by itself is not science. So let's give some context here. This is ontological philosophy. The specific approach we're taking here is phenomenology. So Husserl's phenomenology is what we'll be talking about. Some prior context. In the 5th century BCE, Socrates uses argument to try to answer philosophical questions with certainty. In the 17th century, René Descartes uses doubt as a starting point for his philosophical method. And in 1874, Franz Brentano, Husserl's teacher, claims that philosophy needs a new scientific method. Post-Husserl influences or impacts from the 1920s, Martin Heidegger, Husserl's student, develops his teacher's method of phenomenology, leading to the birth of existentialism. Pretty key stuff, huh? From the 1930s, Husserl's phenomenology reaches France, influencing thinkers such as Emmanuel Levinas and Maurice Merleau-Ponty. So here's the basic outline here. Look, check it out. We've got diagrams. Science aspires to certainty about the world. But science is empirical. It depends upon experience. Experience is subject to assumptions and biases, so experience by itself is thus not science. All right, let's get into it. Husserl lived from 59 to 38, 1859 to 1938, that is. So, Husserl was a philosopher haunted by a dream that has preoccupied thinkers since the time of the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, the dream of certainty. For Socrates, the problem was this. Although we easily reach agreement on questions about things we can measure, for example, how many olives are there in this jar, when it comes to philosophical questions such as what is justice or what is beauty, it seems that there is no clear way of reaching agreement. And if we cannot know for certain what justice is, then how can we say anything about it at all? The problem of certainty. Husserl was a philosopher who started life as a mathematician. So, who was the other big math guy? Was it Peirce or was it, yes. Husserl dreamed that problems such as what is justice might be solved with the same degree of certainty with which we are able to solve mathematical problems such as how many olives are in the jar. In other words, he hoped to put all of the sciences, by which he meant all branches of human knowledge and activity from math, chemistry, and physics to ethics and politics, on a completely secure footing. We will see that he did not quite succeed in this endeavor. So scientific theories are based on experience. We know this, and this is what Husserl wanted to point out as well. But Husserl believed that experience alone did not add up to science, because as any scientist knows, experience is full of all kinds of assumptions, biases, and misconceptions. So if we go back here to our outline, we see that this is what Hanson talked about in his theory-laden model of scientific discovery, right? So we've got these assumptions and biases baked into our empiricism of the world. All of our views and perspective and statements that we make about the world around us are based on these biases. And it's pretty hard to get rid of that. So, but he's going to approach that. So let's see how he approaches that problem. Husserl wanted to drive out all of these uncertainties to give science absolutely certain foundations. To do this, Husserl made use of the philosophy of the 17th century philosopher René Descartes. Like Husserl, Descartes wanted to free philosophy from all assumptions, biases, and doubts. Descartes wrote that although almost everything could be doubted, he could not doubt that he was doubting. Okay. So Descartes and the whole demon in the mind, I think, therefore I am, yada, yada, yada. All right, back to Husserl and phenomenology. So Husserl takes up a similar approach to Descartes, but he uses it differently. He suggests that if we adopt a scientific attitude to experience, laying aside every single assumption that we have, even a big ask, but even including the assumption that an external world exists outside of us, then we can start philosophy with a clean slate, free of all assumptions. Again, big ask. Husserl calls this approach phenomenology, a philosophical investigation of the phenomena of experience. So let's read that definition again. Husserl calls this approach phenomenology. Oh, Pickle Rick and phenomenology. Whoa! Dab! Yeah, very cool. Thank you. Kanye West and Pickle Rick. OMG Lao, happy Kanye. Happy Kanye. Happy Kanye. I'm sure Husserl would have been on board. And let's see. A philosophical investigation of the phenomena of experience. So, what would Kant think about this? What would Hanson think about this? These are questions that we should ask ourselves. Anyway, back to this. We need to look at experience with a scientific attitude, laying to one side, or bracketing out, as Husserl calls it, every single one of our assumptions. And if we look carefully and patiently enough, we can build a secure foundation of knowledge that might help us deal with the philosophical problems that have been with us since the very beginnings of philosophy. However, different philosophers following Husserl's method came to different results, and there was little agreement as to what the method actually was or how one carried it out. So, not very well defined, not very well outlined. Towards the end of his career, Husserl wrote that the dream of putting the sciences on firm foundations was over. Nice try. But although Husserl's phenomenology failed to provide philosophers with a scientific approach to experience or to solve philosophy's most enduring problems, it nevertheless gave birth to one of the richest traditions in 20th century thought. A bit of background on Husserl, not really relevant to the topic at hand, but hey, let's understand our people. Husserl was born in 1859 in Moravia, then a part of the Austrian Empire. He started his career studying mathematics and astronomy, but after finishing his doctorate in mathematics, he decided to take up philosophy, as any good mathematician does. In 1887, Husserl married Malvine Steinschneider, with whom he had 3 children. He also became Privatdozent, private lecturer at Halle, where he remained until 1901. He then accepted an associate professorship at the University of Göttingen before becoming a professor of philosophy at the University of Freiburg in 1916, where Martin Heidegger was among his students. In 1933, Husserl was suspended from the university on account of his Jewish background, a decision in which Heidegger was implicated. Husserl continued to write until his death in 1938. Some key works in 1901, Logical Investigations; in 1907, The Idea of Phenomenology; in 1911, Philosophy as a Rigorous Science; and in 1913, Ideas Towards a Pure Phenomenology. Shout out to the philosophy book. It's great. It's yellow. It's red. It's bright. It's got pictures and diagrams. Easy to read. Wonderful book. I don't earn any money from this. I like the book. I like the book. Right. So, what do we ask ourselves at this stage, right? So what is phenomenology? What is the world around us? How do we understand it? And how do we investigate the phenomena of experience? Is it something that we can truly understand? Can we bracket out, as Husserl call it, can we bracket out our biases and our preconceptions about the world, our thematic frameworks perhaps? Or is that theory-ladenness truly embedded in everything we understand about the world around us? Can we break down our scientific perspectives from that science itself? Can we observe without the human bias? I mean, I think nowadays most people would say no, that's a bit silly, right? And psychology has kind of showed us this, that our investigations about the world, our understanding of the world, our there truly is a perceptual theory-ladenness to everything that we perceive about the world. Turn off the table backlight. Turn off the table backlight. Again, I hope the stream... Hey, has it been quality in terms of, like, no frame drops or anything? It's been smooth? Okay, cool. Because we're streaming in 1080p, 60 FPS this time, which is awesome that that's working out because we're out in the middle of nowhere. I actually just dropped one of our 4G modems here. So I think we're only on 5G and AT&T and Verizon, but we're missing one of the T-Mobile 4G boxes. I didn't need that extra bit, and so if we're doing well, and we're able to stream at 1080p, 60 FPS out in the middle of nowhere, not hooked up to any wired broadband. That's great. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of all of the... Oh, okay, so hold on. We talk about Husserl, and Husserl is asking us, what is science? So if experience by itself is not science, we need to bracket out, and we need to break down what those perceptions are and how those influence what we see as science. So let's talk about the demarcation problem, which is the question of how to distinguish between science and not science. So I actually already read this spiel earlier, but this is kind of the problem that Husserl is tackling, and he tackles it with phenomenology. Right, so going back to our list of terms here, it looks like we've covered just about all of these. So again, to go over those terms, science, here we go. Science, philosophy of science, scientific method, truth, logical positivism, pragmatism, abductive reasoning, which is inference to the best explanation, deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, theory-ladenness, specifically semantic theory-ladenness, perceptual theory-ladenness, thematic frameworks, normal science, extraordinary science, paradigms, paradigm shift, science, pseudoscience, falsifiability and falsification, and Popper, certainty, Descartes, ontology, phenomenology, empiricism, and the demarcation problem. These are all things that we talked about today and discussed to some degree. So let's play another game of Splitgate here, I guess, to wrap things up. And that'll be that. Let's do Super King of the Hill, because that's fun. And we like fun. Science is all about fun. Ah, wonderful. So yeah, this is all on Patreon. This is a free outline. I don't want to charge for these beginning ones necessarily, because no one cares. So it's on here. I posted a link earlier. I will post a link again here. Look at that. I even tagged everything. Check that out. That's the outline for today's stream, what I just posted there. Random map. Oh, and if anyone wants to join the Discord, the text of all of the chat is in the Discord. So if you ever wonder what someone said in chat, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, it's all on the Discord. So feel free to join in. You know, feel free to have an impact on the stream. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. Wonderful start. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know what? Wow. Cool. Real game. These are people fighting against science, is what that means. Science deniers. I'm fighting the anti-science crowd, is what's happening. Or the people that don't care that we understand what science is and what the meaning of science is. That's horrible. Oh, God. I'm horrible. So maybe before I think about streaming video games, I should get good at video games. Oh! Man, I don't know. How many kills have I gotten? One, if that? 2. Ooh, look at that. I've got points. Oh, come on. Nice! Oh. What is the pointage here? 4 kills. I'll take it. I'll take it. The lag ain't too bad either. With a little bit of lag. It is what it is. We're trying our darndest. Let's see, we're 39? I don't know what the score total is for the game. Oops. I know what I'm doing. Ah, here comes the lag. Ah, gosh. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're gonna do other games on Sundays as well. If anyone has any other ideas aside from Splitgate and school bus related games, I would love to hear it. Perhaps Pokemon Silver. Soul Silver. Ooh, 2 S's. I like that. It's a good game, too. This is about to be the hill. Oh, wonderful. Look at me go. I know what I'm doing. One of the few kills through a portal for the shotgun I've gotten. It's kind of hard to get that. And are we winning? We are not winning. Are you winning, son? Aye, aye, Captain. Woo! Did I get the kill? I did not get the kill. Ah! I was just hyping up the whole internet setup here, and that's what I get for getting ahead of myself. Whoa! Oh, man. Not doable. Well, good game, y'all. Enjoyable Splitgate experience here, talking about science, methodology, paradigm shifts, perspectives, progress. structure of scientific revolutions, all very riveting stuff. Well, I'm glad this 1080p 60 FPS broadcast went well. If anyone had any connection issues, feel free to let me know. This outline will stay up on my Patreon for free. What else? I'm going to be working on, like I said earlier, YouTube highlight video for some of these streams, so things can be made more succinct and more accessible, and perhaps discoverable on YouTube and other social media. So we'll see how all that goes. What else? I'm going to be setting up some more lights soon for even more cool lights. And let me show you all the outside world. Oh, you can't see it, but there's a world out there. Look, it's a school bus window, you know, like, it's real. Smells like outdoors. Nope, we are done with the game. But yeah, that's all I've got for you. I appreciate everyone's participation today. Wonderful stuff. Yeah. It's been good talking about this stuff. Science is cool. I do enjoy chatting about science. Thank y'all for y'all's input and participation and viewership. It is a pleasure to have everyone here. I will see you guys later this week. I'm going to try to do some non-philosophy streams this week, so maybe writing on Wednesday. I actually start a sort of pre-peer review position for a hardcore encore, like a pre-publication peer review kind of thing company in neuroscience. I'll be doing that soon, so I'll be doing some writing and research anyway, so I might as well write on Wednesdays. I had this thought, what if Twitch wrote a book? So, you know, Twitch plays Pokemon, Twitch writes a book. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that. I've never written a book, but some ideas. Also, I've got some meme merch. I'm going to be trying to make like maybe one philosophy meme into merch a week. So I did a variant of the trolley problem that I saw online. It's like, what is it? There's, what's the shirt I made? It's like, let's see. There, like, you know, the trolley problem, it's like, this is the problem. And so the shirt I made, I think, was, there is no problem. You're on your way to peace. I don't even know, you know. It's even on a hoodie. Check it out. Whatever. Anyway, memes. We love memes. It's cool. Thank y'all for being here. And that's all I've got, so. See ya.